Good morning, TNT goers. It's great to see you guys. Hello there, Shana. How are you?
Hello. Tuesday. Agent
Tuesday.
dinner night.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, literally.
Literally? Tell me more. That's interesting.
I will not be making tacos, but we're having special tacos tonight. So hopefully you guys can attend.
Very good.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us for episode 640, 640 in the books for TNT. And go ahead, Shana, tell us some things.
Roll call. Who's here today? Proud of you guys for chatting in this morning, letting us know you're here. And if you're new, welcome. We are now on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube.
Dang, that's a lot of platforms simultaneously. Yeah. That's pretty good stuff there.
Spreading the love.
Yeah, that's really good to see. We have a few updates from yesterday that we kind of missed. We had some internet challenges with stability. So we had Stacey's weekly update was held over from yesterday, and that'll be went over today. We have a second topic, which would be option fee. It does not go to the seller unless the option period is extended. That's the topic. Okay, so we have that one there. And then topic number 3, there is a new disclosure requirement for PIDS, and there's webinars and all types of stuff that go along with that.
Yeah.
And then random company updates.
Yeah.
So we want to remind you guys of several things. We'll go over that last as the final topic for today. And then the real estate word of the day is point.
This point?
I don't know. That's a tease. We'll have to wait till we get there.
Okay.
So point is the word of the day.
All right. I need the bell.
You need
then
the
we
bell.
can get started.
All righty. Thank you guys for bearing with us yesterday during that. Whoa, hey, go ahead. It's fun. Hello there. It's time for Stacey's weekly update.
Great.
We have that link. We're going to chat it in so you guys have that. And then we're going to listen to Stacey and see what she has to say. Thank you very much.
Hey, good morning, Acquisto Real Estate family and all those who are joining us for TNT. Thank you for being here. Just a quick thing, guys. Just remember to always double check your boxes and make sure everything's checked on contracts, and that means all the addendums that go with it. Double check that everybody has checked a box, initialed if needed, and signed. If you guys need me to review anything prior to sending off for execution or executing it, I'm happy to do that. Also make sure that my email address is in paragraph 21 along with our clients, whether we're the buyer or the seller, and their phone number, at least for one of them if there are 2 clients, and that way the title company has all that information immediately, and they know that it's okay to communicate with me if I have questions about the contract. So you guys do a great job with that. It was just a little reminder to make sure everybody is on the same page with it. Let me know if there's anything you need with that or any questions about it. So for our update from Monday, August 9th through Sunday, August 15th, we had 4 contracts turned in. 1 belonged to Amy, 1 belonged to Susan, and 2 belonged to Rachel. So congratulations on all your hard work. I know in some school districts started last week and some start this week. So that's usually a time of year that we see a little bit of a change. And right now I can say we had no closings last week to report, but that typically happens this time of year because of the schedule of school starting. People do schedule their closings around maybe when the districts start and stuff. So that does not come as a surprise. So I'm excited to see what this week brings for you guys. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'm here to help in any way possible. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Stacey. That's great. Yes, this time of year, the last few weeks we've had like 10 closings or 10 contracts in. So it's all gonna, we're gonna start seeing it play out over the next 30 days. So this is very typical.
But a goose egg, I believe that's the first goose egg of the year as far as actual closings go for a full week. So just kind of know that those things do happen, and then they average out over the course of the year. We've probably had, most people have had a very, very good year, and we do see things coming in right now. So that's great.
Yeah. Thank you, Stacey.
And then...
Oh, shoot.
Go ahead. No, we're good.
False alarm. Go ahead.
Option fee. It doesn't go to the seller unless the option period is extended. Shauna's going to tell us all about that. We're going to end up chatting a link to you guys and sharing that one so you have it. And then we'll split the screen and take a look. But Shauna.
Yes, we're going to
Tell
get in the weeds here of the option fee. There's been a little confusion, and I can see why. So earlier in the year, we had a contract update, and the earnest money and the option fee now go to the title company. This is when you execute a contract. They go to the title company. They can go as one check, one wire. They can go separate, but they have to go to the title company. Okay, so we've been having some discussions about, okay, what if somebody needs to extend their option fee? Well, this is new because over the last year, we haven't even seen an option period. So if you have an option period and you need to extend it,
Okay.
that needs to be extended on an amendment. And what do we typically do? We read the contract and do exactly what it says. So we initially send the earnest and option to title. However, if you pull up the amendment, which Omkar's going to slide over here really quick so we can walk through it together. If you go down to number 6, buyer has paid seller an additional option fee for an extension of the unrestricted right to terminate the contract on or before 5 p.m. and you put the date. Okay, a couple things with this. This says buyer has paid seller. So this is very important. Listen up. Do not have this done and signed until you have given the seller the additional option fee. Please. Otherwise, it's not valid. So it goes directly to the seller. They must have it before you sign the amendment. Those two things, please keep that in mind.
Yeah, because it doesn't say buyer will.
Right. Buyer has paid seller. So it's a little confusing because some people say, well, because it's supposed to go to the seller or the title company now, I'll just give it to the title company. You can do that, but just understand if it gets lost in the shuffle, it is supposed to have been delivered to the seller upon signing this document. So if you have any questions on that, let us know. But we go by what the contract says. And that is exactly what the contract says, so that's what we're going to do. You will have some attorneys that we have heard tell different sides, kind of give their input of, you know what, be safe, send it to the title company. Well, that's not what this says. So
it could be the intention of the contract. However, that's not what it actually says.
Yeah. So
Shauna, you're a contract master.
no, it's
You
just
really are.
clearing it up, clearing up confusion. That's all.
You know
what? And I can read. That is one thing I can read, and that's exactly what it says.
Yeah. Well, sometimes that's the easiest part, right?
Yeah.
Just do what it says.
Just read. Read the contract.
I hope everyone out there has read the contract. Chat in now if you have read the whole real estate contract from front to back. So we're going to put a poll up real quick and see who's actually read the contract recently and any of the changes that are coming out, right? It's amazing to see how many agents don't actually do that. So
Yeah.
take today,
Sure,
if
you
you
guys
have a
have seen
slow
it.
day, and read the contract and actually know what it
Just
says.
read through it.
Yeah.
Know what it is.
All
It's
right.
kind of important.
Thank you very much. New disclosure requirements coming up for PIDS. Webinars coming up on it, and we're going to share all that information with you.
Yep.
That's Shana Acquisto. She knows what she's talking about. She's a luxury real estate broker, and she's going to tell us just a little bit more about PIDS and how we can all get some more information on it and be a little bit more educated.
Yes. So the Public Improvement District, there's been some changes, and now the PIDS are going to have to be recorded with TREC.
Yep.
And we're required to disclose this as a seller to the buyer, and this disclosure should be given before you execute a contract. Prior to executing a contract, this needs to be given and signed. So,
Okay.
just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. It's think of it as kind of like the lead-based paint disclosure. That has to be given prior to executing a contract, or it's another out for them to terminate the contract. They can sue for damages, all the same things. So,
Should we show this off here?
yeah, so there's a webinar coming up, and Stacey had shared this with us.
Here it is, and
Yeah.
we'll give you guys each that link. That'll be
Yeah.
in the description for you guys.
Yeah, so this is a webinar to talk about it. You can register now. It's on the 20th, August 20th from 2 to 3 p.m. So it's 1 hour, but I think it'd be really good to just hear it and start to process how all this is going to play out.
Because these are new changes that are coming out effective on the 1st.
Yes. So how it's going to work is there's going to be a change in the contract, in the 1 to 4 family contract, I think the commercial contract, all the contracts are going to have this change. And additionally, there's going to be a new addendum for the PIDS. So there is a draft version. They're not finalized yet, but we do have a draft version, and we're just going to show you where to find that information. So on the 1 to 4 family, if you scroll down, Omkar, to there's 6. Yeah, keep going. You'll see it in red.
Got it highlighted in red for us. That's
Yeah.
what, there we
So
go.
it talks about public improvement districts. If the property is in a public improvement district, seller must give buyer written notice as required by the property code. An addendum containing the required notice shall be attached to the contract. So it got rid of all the other verbiage there and made it pretty simple. Hey, got to give the buyer written notice. There is an addendum. So as soon as these become available, they will be in your zip forms, and we will eliminate the prior contract. So that will be updated. So that's how it is in the 1 to 4 family. And now we're going to show you the new addendum that is proposed for the notice. So this is what it looks like. As the purchaser of real property described, you are obligated to pay assessments too. So you're given this information, very clear about it, to your buyers, and you got to make sure. Here's the problem. All of this is going to be, as of September 1st, we are required to disclose this way. The problem I see is because there's going to be a lag in the PIDS actually recording this information, then we may not have that on the TREC website because they are required to record this with TREC, but at their next renewal. So they are not required to have this in by TREC on September 1st. So you see the problem. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to have to check the counties, check the city, and make sure that you have asked the questions of the seller and if this is in a PID or not. So you're going to have to do some research and dig and make sure that you find out. So if anything is executed after September 1st, this new contract will be used and the addendum will have to be used as well. Does that make sense?
Very good, Shana. You're super impressive. I have a question real quick for everybody. So we're going to put up a quick poll with all the information that Shana has on the contracts and how far advanced she is and the information she presents to us all the time. You're a super contract nerd. So what I would like to ask the quick question of, who's a bigger nerd on which subject? Is Shana a bigger nerd on contracts?
Absolutely
Or is Mike a
not.
bigger tech nerd?
Oh, you.
So, yeah.
You all day long.
So we're going to put that poll up, and you guys get a chance to respond there. But what you know of the contracts is super impressive. I'm very impressed. And
We've been doing this a long time.
It's possibly out of
Stacey and
order.
I dissect this thing all the time. So
it's possibly out of order on how they're doing things, and it feels to me like they're rushing it. It's important, but it feels rushed and not really ready and fully baked for us to come out based on what I'm looking at. Recommendation I
it'll
might
be a
have.
ramp up period. But the important thing is it's another out for your buyer, and you're going to have to do some research, as it may not be available on the TREC website.
So speaking of ramping up, we're going to have that as an item that we'll discuss in the wrap So we'll talk about ramping up and that there. I'll give you my personal story on that one. And I have a question for you, Shana. So if I have a listing right now that is active and it's going to go if I feel it's going to be active as of the 1st, or the contract's going to be not closed, but under contract between now and the 1st, right? Because there's be all different stages.
Right.
Do I have to go to the seller and get this notice if the property? No.
Anything prior to September 1st is okay. It's anything executed September 1st or after.
Executed. So if
contract executed.
Yep. So if I have an active listing today, but then it executes on, in theory, September 2nd.
You need to
then
have
you go
this,
back and do it.
You will use the new contract, and you will have to disclose this. So, yes, I guess one answer to your question is if you have a listing coming up, go ahead and have this conversation, because odds you're not going to close by September 1st. So if you're working on a listing, know that this is a thing. You need to understand if this home belongs to a PID, and you need to make sure you disclose it. Start doing research now. It can take you that long.
So anyone that's thinking about scheduling a media day, right now for any media days from here forward, you should all have this conversation. You should be ready with this document because most likely it's going to be applicable for any media days.
Yes, and you can pull up tax records. It's not going to be shown there. You guys are going to have to find it from the city. I believe if you go to the city, they have a tab or something on their websites where you can find the PIDS.
Okay.
So.
A lot of information. Thank you for sharing all that with us. I believe I'm completed with this topic.
Yes.
Are you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm not going to get offended that I have 0 votes.
Random company updates. So we're going to go with agent dinner tonight.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, Shana.
Well, it's the 3rd Tuesday of the month, and we are going to have agent dinner. Should be on your calendars. We've been doing this for years. So it's going to be at our home in Frisco. You guys should have received a text message with a reminder that it is tonight at 6:30 at our Frisco home. So agents, I know school just started this week or last week, but if you can come, we want you to come. I understand that maybe your spouse can't come, but if they can, great. We would love to have you both and mingle and get to know one another even better.
Super important things here because what we have here with the monthly agent dinner is it's a time to see each other, to talk, to discuss things. And if we had 0 contracts that were closed last week, then it's a different time in the market, right? So there's a lot of stresses, and this is good to get together to discuss it and think about things. And there's a lot of amazing things as well. So it's weird that people are stressed, but yet we're having an amazing year. So maybe it's the distance that people have had, from each other. Maybe it's the fact that people are making up with so many vacations this year because they didn't go on last year. There's a lot of different items going on. There's changes within the market, and we want to be here to make sure that we spend good quality time with you, that we interact and do those things, and bring back the family atmosphere.
Yes, we are a real estate family. We rely on each other. We help one another. And that is the culture that we have here. So, coming to dinner, even if you can just come in and pop in for a little bit, it matters. And that's why we do it. So we would love to see each and every one of you tonight, 6:30 at our Frisco home.
Yeah,
and
so imagine
tacos are on the menu.
Imagine what a person like Mike Shepard did for everybody when you guys first started, right? And you were the first agent to kind of come in, and someone welcomes you in. Like Susan's always amazing about welcoming in anyone that's just starting, right? And she extends that hand, and she's just like a super warm and bubbly face and a good feeling. So do that for everybody else, right? And imagine that it's your turn to now give back if you're a little bit more seasoned. But if you're also new, then you want to know that there's other people. You want to know how it's been and what's happening, right?
Yeah.
We need you from time to time. Imagine if you're thinking to yourself that you haven't had enough interaction with us. Maybe we feel the same way.
And I do feel that, we're in a strange time of the world, but I do believe that burnout has happened. And because, you jump in and you're just having to work constantly. You go on vacation, you're still working. It's just go, 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 and trying to keep up. And then you have a time like this. I mean, it's a very, I mean, it can play on your mental health. And we're here for you. You know, we have your back. We know you guys have ours. We would love to, you know, that's the whole point of this tonight. I want to touch on something else. So we talked about Susan, and she's always like, just, you know, when you talk to Susan, it just gives you this calming factor. I don't know. She's just sweet and positive all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, I heard, and I didn't ask anybody to do this, but I heard yesterday that Kaylee went along with Hannah. You know, Hannah had some appointments and reached out and said, come along. And it just, I mean, it almost made me cry. I thought it was really cool.
Very good. So that's great for people helping each other out,
Yeah.
for getting to know each other, for being a real human to another. So if you have an opportunity to help out somebody else as somebody has helped you in the past, then just make sure that you pay it forward.
Hey, this
Right.
business is not for the weak. We need to, you know, be strong together. Whew.
If the story for paying it forward doesn't bring a smile to your face, talk to my sister Amy Gasparini tonight and ask her about me paying it forward. I think it's previously been something I've spoke about
Yeah.
on here.
Actually, we try to follow that all the time,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yes.
all right, see you all tonight. I can't
Oh.
wait, all of you at the
Hey,
same
I have
time.
a good hitchhiker story tonight. Maybe I'll tell that one.
Oh, y'all. Okay.
Well, that's a wrap. I said I would talk about something in the wrap. What was it?
Random company updates.
No, there was a word that I had mentioned.
Point.
No, that's,
That's
the
our
word of the day.
I don't know.
I had mentioned, and sorry for my brain there, guys. I mentioned there was something that we would kind of talk about because I had a story based on that. But apparently, if anyone remembers the word that I mentioned, then I'll definitely discuss it. It was something that I had, whatever. Stacey's weekly update. Thank you for that. We appreciate that, Stacey. Option fee, we now know where that goes. Contract Ninja, Shana, hit us with that one. And then the disclosure requirements and the random company updates. We are obviously back in Dallas now. We're in Frisco. We were a little nervous about the weather tonight, or we probably would have had it up to the lake.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to have like a last minute change or any of those things. So it'll be in the Frisco place. We did kind of talk the other day about FamFest and when that would be, and that's in early November. So we'll get that on the calendar, and everybody has access to that. It'll be, I think, the 2nd to the 4th, but it's going to be 3 days, but for shorter each day. And there's a whole schedule in all of those items.
Look for your calendar invite, accept it, and make sure you don't miss it. Plan around it, please.
And I believe I won, but I don't know if I lost. I don't know how that would go if I'm a bigger
I
nerd
don't
than
know.
you are.
Competitive me, I see Shauna 0%, and I don't like that.
All right.
But it's okay.
Very good. Well, we are here for you regardless, whether it happens to be real estate technology, real estate processes, or any of those things. I'm always here for you. Or whether it happens to be contracts or anything agent related.
Yes.
That's the thing. You get both of us.
Lucky you.
I think that's a positive.
Actually, we get all of you. That's really the better part of all of
That
this.
is. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys soon, 6:30 tonight. It's BYOB.
Word of the day point.
Oh, we skipped the word of the day. There's a lot of things that went on. Whatever. We'll just skip that. We'll get to that later.
Oh,
That's
they
for
missed
Manana.
it.
Now no one will know what point is. Chat in
Yeah, they
now
do.
if you know what point is in real estate. It's actually a finance term.
Well.
What? What about a BIP? All right, let's get all these pictures.
All right.
Go ahead, Omkar. Option fee. Okay, you need some cash maybe.
Goes to you.
Cash goes to me.
Well,
Okay.
one goes to title. I'm gonna end up taking all your
You're
money.
gonna take all my money? Okay. Fan it out.
If option is this much,
Option, you got it up higher. Thank you. And let's get a picture with just that. I'll give it back to you. Just so we have. Okay. Thank you. PIDS. Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What the? Are you
Four-
going on vacay?
450.
Okay, what else? Is that it?
PIDS. Ready? Okay. That's all. Thank you very much, Omkar. I appreciate it. We'll see everybody soon.